Hey folks, what's here? Welcome back to another Movie Meowth video. As most of you guys already noticed, right? There seems to be some kind of like event thing in the Pokemon Center because you know that that icon above Meowth's head is an event symbol, right? With Meowth. And even though I don't think the news mentioned it yet, which is kind of weird because they usually have it in the news when there's an event or something, or they have to announce it. But this does seem like it's just like a bit of a teaser for the event, right? So if you guys haven't seen it yet, you just go into battles and then come out every time it refreshes it. Then you have to get out because I think there's like 4 or 5 other event scenes that's going on right now with the fire type training event, seal type training event, and I guess Serena's event as well. But yeah, you could talk to Meowth, and then Meowth says some stuff. Meowth says, "I got separated from the others while we were searching for a mythical Pokemon. I gotta find him." This is important, right? And also, by the way, if you guys don't know, the Japanese actually has has this part voiced as well. But here's the thing: from the game's inception up till now, it's been wholly game canon, right? It shouldn't be any anime or movie characters in the game, and this is an exception because Meowth never talks in the games, right? Whether it be Yellow or Let's Go, right? Doesn't talk in the games. Generally, also spin-offs aren't in the equation either. So this is interesting. This is obviously tied into the Team Rocket event that's coming later this month, which also ties into the Shiny Celebi thing, which is a tie-in to the Pokemon Coco movie, right? The one with Zarude. That one, 23rd movie or something. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on over here, right? And from Datamined, from I think absolutely, right? We also know that these characters are gonna get voiced by their anime voice actors, right? Jesse James and Meowth. So there's that to take note of as well. So it does seem like this whole event is based around the movie Coco and is sort of like a promotion thing, because Coco was originally set to be released this summer, but due to the COVID-19 stuff, it got delayed to winter, right? Which makes sense. But I don't know why they didn't change like the timing for the event and Masters. Well, I like it's just hard to change stuff on the fly for games like Masters, right? Usually all events and stuff are scheduled months or even years beforehand, so it's a bit hard to change on the fly like that. So here's the issue at hand, right? Is the game still game canon for the most part, or could there potentially be non-game canon characters appear in the game in the future? Say spin-off game characters or anime characters, movie characters, manga characters. And I actually reached out to DNA to ask about this, and what I got back was no comment. They said no comment. There's a lot of, and they mentioned lots of rights, licensing issues. It's complicated, which makes sense, right? And the person that I contacted, their personal opinion of it right now, what seems to be that the game is still mostly focused on game canon characters, and everything else is kind of depends, right? It's maybe not situation. So yeah, again, it's just their personal take on it. It's not, I don't think it's anything. It's not a DNA official announcement or whatever. But it is from one of my contacts at DNA about it. So it's interesting, I guess. I guess we shouldn't really expect anime characters or movie characters or manga characters, spin-off game characters to be in the game extremely often. I would see them having stuff like this, like crossover events from if a movie gets released, if a new spin-off game gets released or something. That could be a potential possibility, but again, rights, licensing issues, that's very it's hard to work with those. But it looks like they did get the Coco movie down. So when they actually release the movie in, I think it's December or something, right, or in the winter, would we potentially get you know, some Zarude event with any movie characters as well. Maybe that's a potential possibility. So that could be interesting if that happens at all. Which again, like I mentioned before, the likelihood isn't really that high. As for just regular anime characters or whatever, I don't think it's really gonna happen since, you know, again, this is a special occasion for the movie and all that stuff. Unless there's like a really special occasion for like the anime or whatever. Really, like I mentioned before, probably not going to be very likely. Cause like the anime is it's just going, like, you know, you get another few episodes a week or whatever. Unless like this Pokemon Journeys thing ends and then there's like a new season of the anime, maybe they could do a promotion then, but then again, like I mentioned before, it's probably kind of difficult. Same thing for the manga. The thing I see the most in terms of possibility would be spin-off games and spin-off game characters. That's the the Meowth man. That possibility is probably the highest. Because you know, if you guys played any other mobile games, some gacha games, they do tend to like do crossover events with like other games or whatever. So that's a possibility. I guess. You know, if we ever get a new Pokemon Rangers game, get a, you know, crossover with a Rangers thing, right? I just wouldn't expect say, oh, we're gonna get a crossover event with let's say crossover event with Pokemon Conquest or Pokemon XD or Coliseum, or we're gonna get Wes in the game. I don't think that's very likely, because again, those are old games. There's nothing to promote there, right? It's gonna be almost impossible to get the licensing on that, right? So I wouldn't expect to get any you know, characters from older games or spin-offs games. I do see, again, there is a possibility for crossovers in new games, if we ever get any new games. The protagonist of Pokemon Snap, when, you know, new Pokemon Snap, when that comes out, although that doesn't really fit into Pokemon Masters, because unless the new protag in which, by the way, is not Todd, you know, then I don't really think the new protag in Pokemon Snap's getting like some kind of like sync pair equivalent kind of Pokemon, right? I don't know. Again, we don't know too many details about that. Cafe Mixes are already out. Obviously, there's no collaboration there. Would have been nice if we had the Cafe Mix girl with their, you know, special Cafe Mix Eevee in the game. That would have been nice, but no, we didn't get it. And like I mentioned before, it's going to be very hard for these things to happen, so don't expect these very, very often, right? I think in the history of like 5 years of Dokkan Battle that I've played, I think we had like one crossover event ever, like one major one that I could really remember, aside from like, you know, movies and stuff, like, right? Which is like the was it the One Piece one? I think it was the One Piece one. In like 5 years, it happened like once or twice. So yeah, again, like I mentioned before, these probably are going to be very, very difficult to get those, but again, you can see it coming or happening. So if we're talking about like other aspects, like say the manga, maybe if they come out with new issues of the manga, although again, that would be pretty difficult as well. Just also don't, you know, expect old manga characters like, you know, Emerald, or if anyone likes Emerald. I don't dislike Emerald that much. I know a lot of people don't like Emerald. But you know, Emerald, Sapphire, whatever, Yellow, the, you know, manga exclusive characters, Rocket, Sabrina, whatever. Yeah, I really don't. You know, those are probably not going to be ever a thing in Masters, or any, you know, old you know, anime characters. Max, poor Max. I know a lot of people don't like Max either. I kind of like Max. Max and Drachi, Max, May, whatever, Anime May, I guess. I guess Ash is possible. It's maybe, again, like I mentioned before, a lot of these are very much maybe, maybe not kind of things, right? They're hard to do, hard to get licenses for, rights and all that stuff. And you have to wait for an opportunity that arises, right? Either it's like an event on their side or order, and it just seems like it's probably more beneficial for the most part for DNA just to like keep pushing like their own things. It's obviously much easier on their part, and makes sense. So anyways, well, that's with this one, I guess. The reason I didn't make a video on this one yesterday, which it came out yesterday, is because I you know, like I mentioned before, I did want to get some more insight into this, you know, with DNA and stuff, and then see what's going on here, basically. So anyways, well, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video for any time for some more Pokemon Masters content. I'll see you guys in the next one.